Hi everyone and welcome back to today's video. Okay, it's a vlog in the daytime. I know, shock horror. So I thought I'd pop in here and do a vlog. I told you about the drunken vlog. I have edited it to get it down to 31 minutes from 1 hour and 10 minutes. Oh my god, I don't think I want to put that on you. I really don't. Oh my goodness, what a ramble. Wow, don't give me that wine. Oh my goodness. It was a nice wine, I quite enjoyed it, but you know, not my favourite, but it was quite nice. And wow, oh my, 13.5% wine is too strong for me now. Although I did enjoy it, oh my god, I've done that thing where we're constantly going on and on and on and on, and it just doesn't make any bloody sense. And I've never seen me like that before, because obviously I'm drunk at the time. And filming it, that was quite interesting. So I don't think I'll ever put that up, not at all. I think I'm going to delete that. So anyway, I'm daytime vlogging today. As you can see, it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon and my hair is just as messy as ever at the back there. I've just popped it in a pony and just sort of lap it in. I don't know what I'm on about, honestly. I've got a bit, when I do it in a ponytail with this scrunchie, I don't know why I'm going on about this. And then the last bit, I'll just pull it in, but not pull it all the way through. So that's how that is at the minute. It looked quite good last night, because I took it down. And I think it's the 50s, definitely, where the hair would have been this sort of length. Maybe a little shorter. Going down sleek, and then had a flick right at the end. It looked quite cute. But I couldn't get that today because I slept on it since, so it just didn't work. But yeah, I quite liked it. I thought, oh wow, I've got a style somewhere. As you can see, I've got the most basic makeup on. The last 2 days, I've not worn makeup for a whole week, and then the last couple of days, I've popped a bit on. And it's just brows, mascara, eyeliner. I know black eyeliner and the lower lashes done with mascara. It flaked like hell yesterday, so I don't know why I've done that again. And just foundation, bit of powder, bit of concealer, you know, no lipstick. I'm in the house, it's no point. So I don't even wear lipstick when I go out the house after. I don't know what it is about me and lipstick. I think I fell out with it. I don't know. I kind of don't like it the way it feels on my lips sometimes. It's like, it's coming off after an hour. Excuse the dribble. It's being this way, and I've got overactive saliva glands sometimes, and it just goes. So anyway, I've been watching lots of stuff. I've mainly been re-watching stuff I've watched before. So I re-watched Maxine, which was about Maxine Carr, who was with that caretaker Ian Huntley, who killed those 2 girls in Surrey. And I watched that again because she got convicted of perverting the course of justice. She didn't do the crime, but instead of just saying to the police, oh, I wasn't here, I don't know what happened, she said, oh well, yes, I was here all night. Made this whole story up, let alone the fact she scrubbed that place from top to bottom, on her hands and knees and everything. So she'd come back from Grimsby and realised something had gone a bit amiss. Ian's going completely nuts, you know, because he obviously knows what he's done. And then he says, because the girls have already been announced as missing, and the police are already searching for them, and he's going completely mental, you know, and he said to her, I'm going to go to prison, and she goes, we're not going to go to prison. I thought, what do you mean we? But anyway, it progresses. She lies and says she was there when she wasn't. She was in Grimsby. And it came out later on, someone from Grimsby that was with her at the time and was kissing her anyway that night. And he was with his mates in the pub, and he was watching this with Maxine, because at one point she fabricated that the girls came round and she wasn't there to see them because she was in the bath, and they left her a lovely leaving card because she didn't get the teaching assistant's job which she'd hoped for, and it's a good job she didn't, with what she said to the girls on one of them. So they was basically gave her a card apparently, and she was there to receive it later from Ian, saying, you know, we love you and stuff. Whatever it said now, I can't remember, but it was really nice from them. And so she made that up, and basically it wasn't true because she was in Grimsby, but she said, oh, well, say I was here. So yeah, she said she was in the bath, and this guy was watching this in the pub on the TV, and he says to his mate, he says, that's the girl that was here that night. So she definitely wasn't there because she was here. And I think he might have gone to the police and said that. But there was an whole investigation. They cracked up big time. In the end, they cracked up. But Maxine got charged with perverting the course of justice, and she got 3.5 years sentence, which is a usual sentence for that. And she got out in half of that time. What makes me mad about this is she got that. Now, I will be able to say it as long as I think about how to say it. Anonymity. No, it's gone. That way you, anonymity, something like that, where your name is changed, you live somewhere else, your whole identity is different. And she got that. I don't think she deserved to have that. I don't think that's fair. Because she would have been hounded for the rest of her life, and so she should be for lying like that. Because Ian Huntley had done other crimes before. He didn't get arrested for them or anything, but women and young school-age children that can't give consent, he's sexually abused and sexually, you know, he's sexually abused and raped and all this kind of thing. And he never got done for any of them. And she lied again back on one of those cases in the 90s that she said she was there. So of course she thought, oh, we'll get away with this, it'll be fine. No, it's not fine. You don't lie about it. If Neil had gone out for a few hours, which he don't, but say he did that, and then he come back and he looked a bit dishevelled, but I didn't think nothing of it. And then it came out that something had happened where he was at the time, and it all seemed to fit around him. And the police came here and said to me, where were you? And I wasn't, no. And the police come here and said to me, yeah, where were you at the time? And was he here all night? If I'd have said, yeah, we were here all night, that would have been a lie. And I wouldn't have been able to do that. I'm sorry to him, but I'd have to say the truth and say, no, we went out for a few hours and I was here doing such and such. And, you know, I just couldn't do it. You shouldn't do that. But anyway, he lied back then. She lied back then for him, and she thought she'd get away with it this time, and she didn't. And, yeah, she did get that sentence, but she served half of it and then got that identity change thing. And she had children of her own after that. Unbelievable. Because in the classroom of children, and she said to the girls, hey, I think that lad fancies you. What do you reckon? They're primary school children. What? And the teacher looked up. I remember seeing the face look up on this, and the look on her face was like, that's inappropriate. And I would have had to have pulled her aside and told her about it. She probably might have done at the time, but it just wasn't depicted in this. Yeah, that was inappropriate. So she didn't get the teaching assistant's job. There's no wonder, is there? So I watched that. I'm thinking of watching Coma again, because it's about this guy that tackles some antisocial behaviour, and he tackles it himself, and the young lad ends up in hospital somehow. I can't remember it all because it's been a while since I watched it. But I think what happens is he comes to that guy's house and carries on with the, arguing with him and stuff a bit later on. And he ends up getting hurt and ends up being in hospital. But this bloke was trying to tackle the antisocial behaviour at the time. Ends up calling the ambulance and getting him some help, which is great. And it turns out a bit more later on in the story that, well, he's in a coma, etc. And the parents are very thankful for this guy to help him, and etc, etc. And this bloke is constantly bothered and worried and scared because the family are a bit rough, let's put it that way. And so he knows if that lad wakes up and then says who he actually is and what happened, he's a dead man. I've watched again The Sixth Commandment, about Ben Field that was taking advantage of elderly people, getting in a relationship with them, and then giving them psychotic drugs to make them go loopy, and then getting them to change their will and everything and leave the property to him and everything when they died, because he killed them off. He got arrested for killing the first guy he was with because he killed him, and then he got charged for that and he got put down for that. But he wasn't charged with the second murder of this woman because I think it was something, it couldn't really be proven it was caused by him. So he did get 2 life sentences. I'm not eligible for parole until not eligible for parole for 36 years. So this was in 2017, 2018. I'm pretty sure. So, it's a long time. He's going to be in there for his life. He's not safe to be let out. I don't think he'll ever be well adjusted in society. I don't think he ever will. And something on, I think it's BBC iPlayer, called Catching a Killer. One episode was about catching him. And so I've watched that. And that was brilliant. That was really good. It showed you, not the fully exhumed body, it didn't show you all that, but they exhumed the guy that got buried, his body, and they do it really carefully and respectfully and everything. And they took a sample of his hair and they found that psychotic drug in his hair, because it just goes through the system and in your pores and your skin and your hair and stuff when you're on a drug like that for a long period of time. So they took that for analysis and found that drug, which led to Ben Field getting arrested. and they wanted to keep him for 72 hours, but they couldn't. They wasn't allowed to keep him quiet for that time. I think it was 60 hours, and then they had to release him on bail. And then they found out, they did a whole search of his property, obviously, and they got evidence, computers, devices of every type, MP3 player, because he did a rap on the MP3 player while running one day that indicated he was going to kill that man. And so they got all this evidence and sift through it and everything, and found a lot of stuff. And so they brought him back in again, and he was charged. And then that's what led to his trial, and then getting the sentence he's got. Great. We don't need people in the world like that. We just don't. I'm looking a little bit funny coloured, this top is. I might turn this ring light off because I have the window open. No, I don't. I have the blinds open. It's not so warm today. It's quite nice and cool. We've had some damn good thunderstorms, I can tell you, the last couple of days. Wow. Really good downpours of rain and everything. Anyway, so I watched that again. I want to watch I can't remember what I called it. Something about a canoe. That sounds weird, but it is a crime one. I want to watch Code of a Killer again. There's a few I want to watch again, and particularly I want to watch White Post Farm, because White Post Farm, no, that is actually a farm. White House Farm murders again, because now we know there's extensive evidence over months, and they still ain't brought it to court and got him free of this crime. Still, it's a bit disgusting. Jeremy Bamber got arrested and charged for the murder of his parents and his sister and her 2 boys, and he didn't do it. And there's evidence now, and he's always said he's not done it. There's evidence now that says he got framed for the killing of these people, for the murders of his family that he didn't do. And it's very concrete evidence. You can read this online, and I have, and you just think, why isn't he free yet? Why haven't they squashed that conviction? Come on. But so watching that again and seeing it freshly, because it will be like from a fresh opinion, because I had him banged to rights, and then now I've read all that, and Emma did, I think it was 3-part video of that. So 2 parts was about what happened and all the evidence to suggest he's innocent, etc, etc. And then there was another one, an extensive one, about it. I don't know if anybody wants the links in the description. I may put them there anyway, because Emma Kenny is brilliant. If you want a deep dive in crime, you go to Emma. So anyway, so I want to watch that again, because now I know different things. I also would like to see Code of a Killer. That was when they discovered DNA and the testing for that, so you could find who the killer was by their DNA. But yeah, there are a few I want to cover again. I also watched Moorside, about Shannon Matthews' disappearance and the fact that Karen, her mother, planned the abduction with another guy. I can't remember the name of him, don't really want to. And they abducted her to get money, because at the time of that, Madeleine McCann had gone missing. I've got reviews on that. I've always had them. And so they wanted the limelight, which is a terrible thing to do just to get in the limelight. Absolutely disgusting. But yeah, I do have my feelings about Madeleine McCann. I know a lot of people had come at me for this, but yeah, I'm sorry, but the parents had something to do with that, and I'll always believe the parents had something to do with that. And there's extensive evidence now that suggests something went on, a bit suspicious, but it's in Portgaloo. Is it Portugal? And so, I probably butchered that name, by the way. So, yeah, there is some bits and bobs there. There was blood on the floor in that apartment. Plus the fact she couldn't remember from 1 minute to the next whether the door was open, the window was open, or the curtain. You know what I mean? And at the time of when she was doing the press release, both of them, not a single tear. It looked like they was upset and crying, but you look at the faces, not a single tear. Yeah, but I don't know why they haven't been brought to justice for that, because there's something wrong with that. There is something wrong. I'll still say it. I'll always say it. When Karen Matthews came to light, and with that Shannon Matthews case, and then Karen was on the television with her boyfriend, it was also a heinous POS, because he had child pornography on his computer. What an household we're living in. So when she was on the TV, and she looked like she was in tears, sobbing, and I remember at the time getting close up and looking down her eyes, and I just went, she's a liar. And my then partner went, really? I went, there's no tears. Look at her face. There is not a single tear. That's a lie. She knows where she is. She knows. And she did. So I'm proper armchair detective, you see. So I need a t-shirt Emma's done, armchair detective. So anyway, so I've watched it. I keep looking at the TV screen. I'm sorry. It's quite distracting. It's got screensavers on at the minute. That's probably what's making me look at it. I'll turn it off. It'll be gone. Right. So I want to watch that again. No, I'll watch that again. I also watched Widower, which was about a guy that was conning his wife and drugging his wife, and then he drugged someone else who was with, etc., for the money, and his wife died. He killed his wife. He killed his wife because he fake crashed his car. If you know what I mean. He deliberately turned off the road in the way he did to crash it. That's why I call it a fake crash. And then poured petrol all in there. A passerby came by in their car, call him passerby, and asked if he needed any help, and he went, oh yeah, and all this, I'm fine, but my wife's in the car, and then it blew. Anyway, he did that, and he was drugging them all. He had this other woman, an Australian woman, and if it wasn't for her parents discovering that he'd taken all her money out of her account and all this stuff, she would have been dead. He was drugging her. I think that was a psychotic. No, it wasn't the psychotic drug. Can't remember the drug, because I do have to look these things up, you know. So I watched that, and he even conned someone and said he had leukemia, and he shaved his head and everything. and it looked so convincing. And she had a yacht. She owned a yacht. Well, she bought it when she was with him. And you have these life jackets with a canister of air pressure or something, which makes it work when you're in the sea and you're in trouble. You've got a life jacket on and you float and everything and you won't drown. And he let all the air out of that canister, and she didn't know. He came in, she goes, "Why you got my life jacket?" He goes, "Oh, I must have picked it up by mistake." Nothing was said. Eventually he got arrested and everything for all these crimes while he was still with her. And she said to them, it was incredibly gentle and a lovely person. Not a problem with him, because he never drugged her. And she said how nice he was and how shocked she was about all these crimes. And then when she went onto the yacht, sometime later, not in that same day or anything, some weeks or days or whatever, she picked up her life jacket and noticed that canister was empty. And the look on her face for the friend, it was like, he was going to kill me. She escaped it. Oh, I'm so glad she escaped it, and the Australian woman, because they had a child and all. That Australian woman and him had a baby. I would want a baby with that. Anyway, so that was really good. I can't remember the woman that plays Philomena Kunk. If you're familiar with her, I'll put a picture on the screen. She does some really great characters, and a character she plays, Mandy, I noticed last night. There's a few more episodes and I just went, yeah, I'm going to watch that. So I'm watching that for sure. That is brilliant. That's so funny. Although the first episode I can't watch. Or was it the second? It was the second one. Eight-legged freaks. No, I'm not going there. I've got so many things on the list to watch and I haven't watched yet. I'm currently watching The Crown again. I've recently watched Victoria with Jenna Coleman. Disappointing because it's got a hell of a lot of inaccuracy. It's not just that though. It's the fact that Jenna decided she'll have a hiatus and no series 4 was ever made. It's in the middle. It's just finished as Prince Albert collapsed, and that was it. It's not a full, it's not full because Queen Victoria reigned for 63 years and 214 days, and it's not complete, and there's no plans to complete it. So that was a whole waste of time, wasn't it? And Jenna Coleman should have continued that. She should have done the job she signed up to. I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether she suffered some mental health issues, which I'm awfully sorry about. But if you do sign up to the TV programmes, complete them for goodness sake. I'm currently watching The Crown again. Now, this is a TV series, what they've done. There's 6 seasons, all about the royal family on Queen Elizabeth II's reign. And it's brilliant. Now, I got to a certain series and I decided, instead of just carrying on, because it's been a long time since I've watched any, I thought, I'm going to start it again. So I'm currently nearly at the end of series 2. I'm going to finish those 2 episodes later on, and then I'm going to go on to series 3. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Very, very much. It's very good. I'd urge anyone to see that. They also say that's inaccurate as well. But You know, nobody really goes on, nobody really knows what goes on behind closed doors, let alone behind the closed doors of the royals. But anyway, it's extremely good. I'm really enjoying it. So this has just been a complete ramble about what I've been watching, obviously. So I'm going to go and carry on with the rest of my day. It's currently 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to carry on with the rest of the day. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, to be honest. Probably continue my cross-stitch pattern on my device. Play this cross-stitch game. I'm really enjoying it. It's very calming. I'm currently looking for a new shopping trolley, because the one I've got was Mum's and it's been left outside in the elements, which wasn't a good idea, and it's split and it's gone. Basically, it was going a bit anyway, but now it's completely knackered. I should never have left it outside. Nowhere to store it though. It was a bit awkward. And I've seen this other one, because I've got some vouchers I can get on my Misplay account from the Amazon, so that's fine. And it's called the Hopper Shopper. And it folds up. So it's 57 litres capacity. It's got an inside bit and then an outside bit clip. So you've got a drawstring and then another outside bit where it'll clip. It's got an extension part on it apparently where it expands, although I'm not sure if it's all of them. But the thing is, it folds down completely. The wheels can come off, and etc, etc. You can fold it down to put in a small space, which is great, which is what I need. I'm looking at reviews of that, because I don't want one where the wheels will pop off, because a couple of reviews on Amazon, although you can't really trust Amazon reviews totally, where can you trust reviews? Even Trustpilot's a bit sketchy. I suppose it's different people's experiences as well, but there are some paid reviews on Amazon, so you know they're going to say something's good. Well, I wouldn't personally. If it was bad, it was bad, but you know there are people that will say it was good just because getting paid review or gifted the item. Gift me the item, you know, I need it. So anyway, the wheels pop off, and I'm thinking, are them wheels stable enough and in good quality, etc, etc, because I don't want to be coming back from Lidl or Aldi around here or anywhere I've gone with it, and part of the way back the wheels come off and I'm struggling, and you know, no, I don't want that. So I'm a bit dubious whether just to get a usual one, and I can pop it on the top of this wardrobe, I think. I'm currently going to bring the other one in anyway, just to give it a bit more life. If I pop it in here, I can pop it up there, then, you know, it'll be a bit odd on top of the wardrobe, but you know, and then it'll give it a bit more longer life while I'm figuring this out, because the thing is with this Hopper one, they've got a butterfly one, and I like butterflies, so with the amount of butterfly tattoos I've got, you'll figure out I like butterflies. So yeah, I'd like the butterfly one. There's one on my hand there, and there's one there, you see, and there, yeah. So yeah, I would like to get the butterfly one. So I've got to see, look at some people's reviews on YouTube and see about that and what they say about it, because somebody's going to give an honest one, aren't they? Yes, of course it is. Anyway, I'm going to go. This is 40 minutes long right now as it currently stands. Hopefully I can get it down a bit more. I'm going to carry on with the rest of my day, like I say, and I don't know what I'm doing with it yet, to be fair. I've got some things I can do. I need to vacuum in here, to be honest, because it needs vacuuming. And Neil's doing dinner tonight, so that's not something I need to do. I did a fake away yesterday, which we call a happy meal. Just had potato wedges, chicken nuggets and baked beans. Curried beans, what Neil flavoured, they were really nice. So, yeah, it's curried rice today with pork chop. We put the pork chop into it and he does this rice dish and it's gorgeous. I'll pop a picture here if I remember. It's really nice. And so, yeah, so I haven't got dinner to do. So, I don't know. I need something to occupy my mind, to be honest. I need something more. But, yeah, anyway. So, I'm going to go. I will see you on another video soon. Please do all that lovely stuff. Like, comment, subscribe and share. It really does help out my channel. And if you press the like button, it helps it out even more. And it just means that it pumps out my video to more people. So, I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.